Hey guys, Max here. Today I want to talk about... No, that's not a good intro. What is up, YouTube? It's Scary Circles, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. No, that's not really it either. Hello, friends. This is Max, or at least a suitable replacement for the time being. Yeah, that one sounds about right. Let's go with that. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, Max Baker. What? What do you mean you don't know? You know, like Max Baker, like just me and you. Just kidding. Oh man, feels fucking amazing, man. Or like, yeah, we got her. Okay, sick. She's gone. I'm so evil. I love this. Or even like, would she miss the flashlight? Okay. Jesus Christ. No. You're not going nowhere, Quentin. Come here. Jesus. What a massacre, dude. Is Michaela gonna come sneak up behind you? Yeah. No, she's not. She ran the fuck out of there. No? Okay. Well, in today's video, I want to run through the progression path that I took for my unlockables and account progression and everything based on Otz's quick info sheet for new killers/survivors. Because if you are just about to get into the game, you know, if you're seen your favorite streamer play it, you know, twitch.tv/MaxBakerTV, or, you know, you're curious because your friends are getting into it and you want to look up some videos, there's 0% chance that you haven't run into Otz because he's the biggest content creator for this game. And he's got a lot of information that's available. So I'm going to link the sheet down in the description because, as you may come to find out, Dead by Daylight is a very grindy game. So you're probably better off not wasting your blood points on some stupid crap that isn't very useful and getting the most useful things first. So in case you don't know how the system works, basically when you play games in Dead by Daylight, you earn blood points. Now these blood points don't automatically go on to the killer or the survivor that you're playing like traditional XP in a video game would. Blood points get stored in a little bank that you can then spend on certain characters' blood web. So the blood web is a randomly generated web of nodes of varying rarity and thus varying cost of different unlockables. Could it be items, add-ons, perks, mories, offerings? But since we're basically only talking about perks today, we're just going to stick to perks. Specifically killer perks, I want to do a different video about survivor perks, which will probably be in a couple days. But each character has 3 baseline perks that are unique to them. There's also some general perks that are just on everybody's blood webs as it is. But for example, if you wanted Trapper's Agitation perk, which lets you carry survivors faster, let's say that you wanted to have that on Hag, you would have to level up the Trapper to level 40 to get the teachable version of Agitation. When you unlock that teachable version, that basically makes it so it can appear on other characters' blood webs, and then you would have to spend your blood points leveling up the Hag and hoping that you see that Agitation on the blood web. So there is a fair amount of RNG involved in this, and also a lot of grinding. So one thing that I'm going to recommend that you do first, which is what was recommended to me, was to pick up the cannibal. Leatherface, Bubba Sawyer, you know, the guy with the chainsaw. Because Leatherface has a perk called Barbecue and Chili that you unlock at level 35 on him. This perk makes it so that when you hook a survivor for the first time, you can see other survivors' auras that are at least 40 meters away from the hook. But the reason that we want this so early is because each stack that you get of Barbecue and Chili, first time you put a new survivor on the hook, you get 25% increased blood points. So if you hook all 4 survivors at least once, and you have the tier 3 purple version of Barbecue and Chili, you get 100% more blood points. And since hopefully this is going to be the first teachable that you're going to unlock, your blood webs aren't going to be as cluttered with other teachables, so it should be easier to get Barbecue and Chili on other killers as well. So I would say that Barbecue and Chili is probably the most important because there is a couple other perks that you can get that also increase your blood point gain. but I feel like barbecue is probably the most useful with its effect of being able to see auras, and also gives you the most blood points out of the other 4 perks that augment your blood point gain. So I do have a couple other videos about using specific blood point farming builds, so I'm also going to leave those videos linked down in the description as well if you fancy checking those out for yourself. Alright, with all the other stuff out of the way, let's finally get on to talking about the progression path that I took. So, we're going the barbecue and chili route, which, if you're super lucky, you would get it in the Shrine of Secrets. If not, then you're going to have to buy Leatherface. It probably costs about $5 in the Steam store, which is unfortunate because he's a licensed character, and they don't let you buy licensed characters with iridescent shards. You have to pay real money for them. Regardless, he is a really fun killer and can put in some work on his own. And also, like I said, they do a lot of sales on this game. So just keep an eye out. Like right now, I know Ghostface is on sale because the new Scream movie just came out. It's just unfortunate if you want to be a killer main, because a lot of the meta perks for survivors come from the characters that are already free. But anyway, we've picked up Bubba from the store. We are going to play some games with him, and we're going to put our blood points, obviously, into his blood web, looking to get to level 35 so we can get the teachable version of barbecue and chili. If you see distressing along the way, if you see Hex Thrill of the Hunt along the way, you can pick those up and rock those if you want. So once you have the teachable version of barbecue and chili, we can start playing some other killers and leveling through their blood webs as well. So I suppose it doesn't really matter in which order you go ahead and get these good perks, but just know that it's going to take a little while and it's going to cost you. And remember, you don't have to play the killer that you want to expand their blood web with. Your blood points get saved up in the bank, and then you can just spend them however you want. So if you're more comfortable with Leatherface's playstyle and you just want to stay on him while you farm your blood points, keep using your high tier perks that you've got from him, that's fine. So in no particular order, the list of perks, starting with Tinkerer from the Hillbilly at level 40. This is going to give you a loud noise notification, which is basically a pop-up in front of your face that will trigger when a generator is repaired to 70%. It also makes you undetectable for 16 seconds at tier 3, which will hopefully let you get over there nice and sneaky onto the generator and stop them from finishing it. Next teachable we're going to go after is Hex Ruin from the Hag at level 35. This is going to make it so if somebody is not repairing a generator, it will be regressing. Unfortunately, this can be canceled out if they do find the totem, but you can see where the totem is, so you can keep a good track of it and hopefully not let them destroy it. Next killer who's hungry for blood points is going to be the Clown, because we are after the teachable version of Pop Goes the Weasel, which you get on Clown's Blood Web at level 40. This is going to make it so when you hook a survivor, you get 45 seconds, tier 3, to kick a generator, and if you do, you automatically take away 25% of its progress. Next is going to be Legion's level 30 perk, which is Discordance. At tier 3, this is going to make it so any survivors within 128 meters that are working on a generator together will highlight that generator's aura for you in yellow, so you can see it basically the entire map. There's not really that many maps that are way bigger than 128 meters. Some are actually even smaller, so it would be map-wide. Next, we have Corrupt Intervention, which you get from level 30 on the Plague. This makes it so at the beginning of the game, at tier 3, the furthest generators away from you are blocked for an entire 2 minutes. Now, as we know, there's only 7 generators that spawn in the maps, so cut that down to 4 right off the bat for 2 minutes. And this is also really good for helping you not get gen rushed at the beginning of the game. And finally, we do have No Way Out, which is from level 40 on the Trickster. So when you hook each survivor for the first time, you get a stack. And when the exit gates turn on, if a survivor touches it, you get a loud noise notification. So you get that pop-up in front of your face telling you exactly where they are. And at the same time, the switch is going to get blocked for, if you have all 4 stacks, 60 seconds at tier 3, plus an additional 12 seconds baseline, so that's 72 seconds altogether at tier 3, and if you have 4 stacks. So those are the meta perks from Otz's sheet, and those will give you a really nice core of perks to build around. So where are we right now in the progression path? Well, we've got Leatherface to level 35. We've got Hillbilly to level 40. We've got Hag to level 35. We've got Clown to 40. We've got Legion to 30. We've got Plague to 30. And we've got the Trickster to 40. But we're not quite done yet, because let's just assume you wanted to be a killer main and you've already bought all of the killers. That doesn't make a difference in this. Or you've just bought one killer that you really, really like to play and you're going to stick with. So let's just say that that's Trapper, just for whatever. He's free anyway. Now what you can do is you can dump your blood points into Trapper and work through his blood web and teach him all of those teachables, those really, really good teachable perks that we just unlocked from everybody else. Now, along the way, what we could have done is picked up the other teachables that come before some of the ones that we needed, like how we got Tinkerer at level 40 on Hillbilly. That's the last teachable that we get on Hillbilly. So if we wanted to be a freak like me and unlock everything eventually for everybody, you can pick up his other ones, Lightborn and what's the other? Enduring. Before that, if you wanted to. If not, you could have just ignored them on the blood web and saved your points. Maybe in the long run, that would have been a better option, would be to ignore the teachables that come before, because like I said, you're going to be cluttering up your blood webs with other perks, going to make it harder to actually get what you want. So from there, after I got all those meta perks, I decided to switch it up and go for the meta perks on survivors, which I'm going to try to make a separate video about. And currently, I'm working on the perks that he's got marked as strong or useful. So this is going to be really nice to mix in with your other perks. Could be a little bit more situational if you need them, or just better on certain killers with certain abilities, certain situations, whatever. Good to have. We're going to rapid fire through these real quick. We've got Jolt, which used to be a Demogorgon perk, but since they took the Stranger Things stuff out of the game, they just put all those perks as general perks. So Jolt is going to make it so whenever you put a survivor into dying state by using your M1, specifically, not your power, it's going to make it so all generators within 32 meters are going to pop for 8% of their progression and also start regressing. So it's kind of like a baby Pop Goes the Weasel and Hex Ruin rolled into one thing. Important to note that Jolt does have a cooldown. At tier 3, it's going to be able to proc every 40 seconds. So the other general perks that we have on here are Bitter Murmur. This makes it so that when a survivor completes a generator, the aura of all the survivors within 16 meters of that generator are shown to you for 5 seconds. And then when the final generator is completed, it makes it so every survivor, no matter where they are on the map, gets revealed to you for 10 seconds at tier 3. Next, we're bringing out the big guns. We've got Hex, No One Escapes Death. This makes it so that when the exit gates are powered on, so when the final generator gets completed, and there is at least a Dull Totem remaining in the map, then this perk is going to activate. You're going to get 4% move speed at tier 3, and also every survivor is going to be one-shottable because they're all going to be exposed. Could work really, really well with No Way Out like we got from the Trickster earlier. Next is Sloppy Butcher. This makes it so your M1 attacks will hemorrhage and mangle survivors. So hemorrhage makes it so they drop blood pools more frequently, and also mangled makes it so they take longer to heal. Next is going to be Whispers. This is a very, very basic perk. It makes it so that if you're within 32 meters of a survivor at tier 3, then you'll see the perk icon light up, letting you know that somebody is nearby. Another simple one, we have a Nurse's Calling, which you get from the nurse at level 40. This is going to reveal survivors within 28 meters at tier 3 that are being healed or healing somebody else. Next, we have Save the Best for Last, which is a perk from Michael Myers, aka The Shape, at level 30. This is going to make it so that whenever you hit somebody who's not your obsession, so anybody who doesn't have the little spider legs around their portrait, you're going to get 5% cooldown on your attacks. This stacks up to 40%, and if you hit your obsession, you're going to lose some of your stacks. And having the obsession be killed makes it so you can no longer lose or gain any more stacks. Next is Hex Devour Hope, which is from level 40 on the Hag. This is going to make it so that if somebody gets rescued off of a hook, and you are at least 24 meters away from that hook, you're going to get a stack. Now, you get different benefits based on how many stacks you have. So if you get 2, you get a nice little haste boost for 10 seconds. If you get 3 stacks, then survivors are permanently exposed and you can one-shot them. And at 5 stacks, you get the ability to Mori the survivors, so you don't even have to put them on the hooks to kill them. Next is Infectious Fright, which is from the Plague at level 35. This is going to make it so that whenever you put a survivor into the dying state, then anybody that's in your terror radius is going to scream, and they'll be revealed to you for 6 seconds. Thrilling Tremors is from Ghostface at 35. This makes it so that when you pick up a downed survivor, any generator that is not currently being worked on is going to get blocked. And you're going to be able to see all these blocked generators because their aura will turn white. So therefore, you're going to know which generator is exactly being worked on and where to go next. Hex Undying, which comes from the Blight at level 40, is great for keeping your totems alive. Basically, it makes it so, first of all, you can see survivors that are near any dull totems. So if anybody's trying to set up a cheeky boon circle of healing, you can see them. But you also want to use this with other hex perks, because if they happen to cleanse one of your other hexes, this is going to go on to the Undying totem. So it's basically going to give your hexes a second life. Lethal Pursuer, I'm not really too sure how I feel about this one, but it's on a list. Comes from Nemesis at level 30. Basically, it makes it so, at the beginning of the game, every survivor is revealed to you for 9 seconds. Very simple. I'm sure it has its uses, but I just don't really see how useful 9 seconds is. Deadlock is a perk that comes from Pinhead, the Cenobite at level 30. This is going to make it so that whenever a generator gets completed, the generator that has the next most progress is going to get blocked for 30 seconds at tier 3. And it's going to be revealed to you by having its aura turn white. And then we have Scourge Hook Pain Resonance from the Artist at level 35. This is going to show you 4 random hooks have a white aura. And if you hook somebody on one of those white hooks, the generator with the most progression is going to pop for 15% of its progression, and anybody who's working on it is going to scream and reveal themselves. Finally, we have Hex Pentimento, which you get from the Artist at level 40. This allows you to see totems that get destroyed by the survivors, and you can basically rebuild them, and for each one that you rebuild, you get a stack. If you do 1, then the repair speed of all survivors gets cut by 30% at tier 3. 2 stacks makes it so healing speed gets reduced by 30%. 3 stacks makes it so that the recovery speed of downed survivors gets reduced by 30%. 4 stacks makes it so that the gate opening speed is reduced by 30%. And at 5 stacks, every totem gets blocked by the entity. That means that they can't cleanse them no more. That means that they can't put a circle of healing. They can't do nothing with totems anymore. And of course, all of these debuffs stack on top of each other. So this is really, really good if you can get 5 stacks. And that's it for the strong/useful perks on the list, dude. Holy moly. I feel like that's really all you need, even if just the meta ones will get you very, very far. Some of these other green ones would be nice to have on here. Like I said, you can take a look at it because I'm going to link the sheet down below. And yeah, we're not even done yet, dude. You still gotta go through each character's individual blood web and get all these teachables on them specifically. But regardless of how much a grind the game is, I'm still having fun with it, and that's how you got to look at it. You just can't take the grind super seriously. You're gonna get there one day, and dude, it felt so good to just have all these little boxes checked off for me, that I have all these teachables unlocked already, and I'm on my way to getting some good perks on some of my favorite characters to play. So anyway, guys, it's been a long ass video. I'm not even sure if I like how this one came out, to be honest. We'll see if it makes it on the tube. And hopefully we can get back to some normal gameplay videos. Might make a survival one of these. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Make sure you do all that YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
What do we do now? What do you mean? Now we can finally play the game. Oh yeah.